Judy Glory again here with our ICF Core Competency series. Hey, so far, how are you enjoying the series? Are you learning something new? I hope that yes. Today we'll be talking about Core Competency 3, which is part of the co-creating the relationship. The establishes and maintains agreement. What is this competency about? What does that mean? How do you recognize that you're doing a good job with keeping and maintaining the agreement within the conversation? These are some of the topics will be answered in the mini video on the core competency 3 today, and we will follow the same plan as for the other one: definition, what ICF means, and then we will take some time to talk about how does that sound like in a coaching conversation. This is one that is very much evaluated when the assessors listen to your recording. So how does ACC level sound in terms of establishing and maintaining agreement? So we will the definition, the sound of it at each level: ACC, PCC, and MCC. And we will look at some behavior that may get you in trouble if they are found in your recording. This is what I propose we do in our 15 minutes together. We'll try to keep it short and concise so that you can get the value in a short time possible. So we will dive right in, and as you can see, this core competency belongs to the second grouping, which is co-creating the relationship. The first two that we have discussed before: first, ethical, keeping with ethics, and then second one, the mindset, the posture. Now that you have that foundation ready, you have the posture: open, flexible, willing to not know. Hey, you start the conversation by establishing what is actually the goal of this coaching program, in this coaching conversation. So again, the definition, and then what it sounds like at all the level, and some of the things that can give you hints on if you are demonstrating the competency well at each level. According to ICF, the definition for this core competency is: the coach partners with the client and relevant stakeholder to create clear agreement about the coaching relationship, the process, the plans, and the goal. As you can see in the definition here, it's not just the agreement within the conversation, it's like the coaching relationship. Like sometimes people will maybe sign a coaching program for, it could be one thing. Claire Pedrick, I think for some time she was doing just a one thing. So could be a 1 hour, 2 hour, but it could also be something that spans over many months. So a coach that wants to keep this core competency establishes very clear agreement for the whole program, but also within the conversation. As I was working on this, well, I thought maybe the sub-explanations as defined and as you can find on the ICF website, to cut them into two groupings, like the general coaching program, point 1 to 5, and then 6 to 11, the agreement in the coaching conversation. Let's dive in. So for the coaching program in general, so it's the responsibility of the coach to really explain. This is a good place where the coach can explain the difference between coaching, consulting, and something else, or advising, counseling. A lot of people come to coaching, they have problems, and I cannot count the many times people come to coaching and, well, Judy, I hope you give me plans, you give me recommendation. This is like the demands that were made to me when I was consulting. So it is at that beginning, it's really a good place to really set the foundation and let the member or the organization know what is the difference, and really clarify, have a handshake. Is this really what you want? That will help create an environment where your leaders will find their own solution, or you hope we have Some people, I want framework, work tools. These are common things I hear of. And really taking the time to explain that difference will save you a lot of pain. It will avoid that you get started in the coaching program and at some point be told by a leader, what's the point of me coming to these sessions if you don't tell me how to resolve, how to fix, how to do this? Explanation. This is what is coaching, this is what is consulting. Do you really want coaching? Meaning I'll give no answer, no framework, no work tools. um you create that environment in the co-creation, in the conversation. I may share ideas, but you don't come to the coaching hoping I have a box of toolbox that I will give for every problem you give. That's more consulting. So it's all about explaining, agreeing, putting that on paper, guidelines. When are we meeting? All the details about pricing. A good coach clarifies this at the beginning. And we discussed the goals, like how will you know the coaching was successful? It's really important. When it is well done, the coaching is something enjoyable. You have defined and explained and agree on the way you will work with the client, but also with the organization. So this is for the general coaching program. And then the next elements that ICF gives in detailing what is establishing and maintaining agreement is within the coaching conversation. A is expected of you as some coach to be clear, help establish the goals, the outcome. What does the client want? How would they know they have it? What are some of the things that could be used to check that the client is getting what they want from the session? um in the coaching training, well, okay, you need to have like an agreement. You need to have we know that core competency 3 is established agreement. And I know at my beginnings it was like, okay, the topic, I think I had like the 4A agenda, um agenda, awareness, action item. So but the agenda is not completely the agreement, because if a client comes to the coaching session, yeah, I want to talk about executive presence. You have an agenda, but what's the outcome? How will they know? Within the session, now I'm talking like 6 to 11, it's within the coaching conversation. How will they know at the end of the call that they've gotten what they wanted about executive presence? And it's your job as some coach to help the client clarify that, because when we start to get like precise, oh, I hear, okay, good, we want to talk about executive presence, like for the 30, 45, the hour that we have, how would you know at the end that you got what you needed? And in general, you have an answer like, you might hear something, I don't really know. Yeah, that's the coaching, because you help them get precise on what does that actually mean for them in general. And for the 30 year time you have together, what do they hope to get out of the conversation? That clarity, getting precise on what they want, even defining why it's important, is so useful. The more it's precise, the easier you can make that happen in the conversation. So these are elements: the objective, the agenda, how will you measure success, reminding about the time. And it's really important to do that. Now, it's not about like having this list and when you start the conversation, what is your objective for the call today? What are the success measure, like back to back like this, especially at the MCC level where it's supposed to be just a flawless, something easy. But as a coach, you're expected to be able to bring the topic, help the client get clear on what they want from the session, how they will know they had it, and what are some things that could be used to check that they're getting it throughout the conversation. Would you enjoy a session where you come and then you talk? Oh yeah, they announce at the beginning, I want to work on crucial conversation, and then you talk about some other things, go in all direction, and when comes time to check out, yeah. So, what did you get out of the session? What are you walking away with? Yeah, we didn't actually talk about. Ooh, okay. So what they said at the beginning they wanted, they didn't get. It may happen, and that's why, as a good coach, you keep open, curious, flexible, and if they say relationship, and at some point they talk more about feelings, emotion, you revalidate with them, hearing more about emotion. Do you we keep the same topic, goal, or outcome, or do we switch to talk more about emotion? That's also how you're helping the client to keep the focus. I'm sure you've come across this kind of clients who are very creative, have a lot of ideas, and can go in tons of direction. It's expected of you as some coach to help them focus and revalidate what they really want. As you do that, you help them take responsibility and own the direction of the conversation, and at the end, be happy. I came for this, explore, oh, landed on this, but I'm happy with the takeaway. This is what, in terms of agreement, you help the client get clear and get what they want from each conversation. We'll take a little break, and continue after. Not sure why the little break didn't work, but we are back. So we will continue with our discussion now. How do you know? What does it sound at each level? Oh my God, a lot of slides. As I was saying in, I think in this video or another one, don't worry, you have all this content. We cannot cover all of them in 15 minutes. This is the feedback I got running this in a program, and it was like, oh, too many slides. We want to focus on what it sounds like at each level. So I'm running to be able to share. Yes, this is the slide. Yeah. So what how can you recognize that, like, how does this competency sound, say at ACC level? Well, ACC, you're just starting, and I think with my example I gave the other time, uh, we so much want to help, so we'll bring our tools, our everything. At SEC level, like ICF wants to see at least that in each is the basic, is the initial, that there's a clear topic for the conversation. You may listen to some coaching conversation like it's in all tons of things, and at the end, if you turn and ask yourself what was actually the theme or the topic of, sometimes you cannot answer. Go and remember when you were starting with coaching. Remember maybe when you were working to get those initial 100 hours for your ACC credential, just listen to one of those. Could you say that in each conversation you had a clear topic? So at ACC, at least ACF would like to see that there's a topic. It's best if it's a topic chosen by the client, not the coach. It's not for us to decide. There's sometimes, when the conversation starts, they just come and download a problem, a situation, blah, 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 blah. And as a coach, sometimes, okay, I see this is happening. How do you know? But you've already selected the topic and you can run the conversation with that. At ACC, at least we want to ensure there's a topic. At PCC, there's a topic, and that is selected, and it really helps to really have the client choose that. I'm seeing the slide being shared and it sounds like contra evidence for each levels. um But at least PCC, you're expected, if you need to upgrade, there's a topic and then outcomes and ways to know that the client is getting what they need, outcome, measures of success, and some exploration of the underlying issue. At MCC, we need to see it all, like what the client want, what makes that important for them, how would they know within the conversation, and what are some things you can use to check that they are getting what they want. um yeah, I'm a little disturbed because I feel like I'm sharing some contra evidence. But let's look at like the sound, what, how you could recognize some of this in the coaching conversation. So these are like some, maybe you're used to this type of question. SCC level, what would you like to focus on today? Let's talk about your goals for the session. It's really like minimal depth, but at least the coach ensures there's a clear agenda for the session. At MCC, the coach explores the client agenda with some depth. And he also check on outcomes, how to measure success. He does that maybe more with some kind of solution oriented, but at least there's a clear topic, outcome, and then some exploration of what is going on there. It can sound something like, okay, what specific outcome do you hope to get out of the session? How will we know the session was successful for you? Can we discuss what success looks like? Um, that's a good PCC level. So at MCC level, really the coach takes the time to really go deep with the client. Topic, outcome, how they'll measure success, and also deep. Like you don't just ask the surface, the first thing that they say. You go and dig deeper. What makes that important? How does that tie to the biggest, to the value? What meaning? um yeah, these are some of the questions that can show that you are more at an MCC level. Hey, what deeper purpose? They can come with a topic. Oh yeah, I would like to be more intentional in the time I'm spending with my family. Cool. Hey, what makes that important now? You see, you're taking the time. It's not like ACC, like I have that checklist, I need to ensure I've checked it. I need to ensure, oh, I have the topic and I can run with the topic. What makes that? What's going on? What meaning? What impact on bigger life? Like you expand to take the client not just from what is going on here and now with your kid or whatever to bigger. Is there something bigger? You want to go and dig deeper to find a bigger thing going on. And when you found that bigger thing, really, what do they want to do with that? Um, yeah, so these are some questions. You have access to this presentation and more questions. Um, and yeah, even more evidence again. At ACC, the coach takes like what the client, the agenda at face value. Okay, I would like to be more effective. I would like to whatever topic, and the client takes that and run it. PCC explore with some depth and check. MCC full explanation, and there are even more examples as you can see. So I see I've already passed my time I had planned for this, so it's maybe time to close. And I feel like asking you, yeah, I browsed through this very quickly. Did you learn anything? A quick summary I can make is, can you just get out and go to a place without knowing where is the destination? A coaching conversation, it's just like that. Like it's like a client coming to you, okay, help me get to, what's that to? You need to get clarification. And you facilitate that by asking the question to help the client get clear, where do I want to go? Now, if they say, help me get to this place, how will we know, honey, that we are at that place? What are some things? And at MCC level, oh wow, I hear you want to go to this town. What makes that important now? What would that bring to you? What meaning for you does that place has? You're getting deeper. And getting deeper like this will help really see convent what the client really want, and you're coaching the deeper issue, not just the topic. I want to go there. ACC level, I want to go there. Okay, what do you think is needed? Exploration, and then choosing one option and then action. What would you do? PCC level, I want to go there. How will we know we are there? What can we use to check because that destination? What are some elements to recognize we are on the good road? And then, okay, you just run with it. MCC, deeper. What is going on? Why the need to go there? What will it bring you? What impact on your life? Expansion and depth are the trademark of MCC. I will stop here. I hope you learned something. If you have any question, put them on that video. You have access to the full 30 slides. Go through them. If any question, do not hesitate and give us feedback so that for the next round, if we have to record these videos again, they are of better quality and really address what you care about. I want to close this by asking you, as you listen to your own recording, where does your recording say about the level you're coaching? How much establishing agreement are you doing? Really take the time and listen. Even if you have a short call, 20-30 minutes, just listening will tell you a lot about how you're doing to establish agreement, which is an essential, really very important skill to have. You don't get out and start your car without knowing where you're going. Looking forward to continuing this discussion on ICF core competencies. And the next stop will be trust and safety. What does that mean? How do you see trust? What are some things you can do to quickly establish trust in a coaching conversation? Looking forward to discussing this with you. Until next time, take care. Bye.